As many of you know, on Friday, Kunos released an update to ASSETTO CORSA, bringing it to version 0.21, which is ever closer to version 1.0. But with that update, they've launched the LOTUS 98T, and in this video, we're going to jump in and drive it. Of course, I've picked the Unitrace Expo Epox Baby Blue with dark blue highlight skin, because that's clearly the best skin for the car, making it look like some kind of nappy brand. Now, you're going to want to sellotape your trousers to your groin when you get in this car, because it's an absolute beast, out of control, like riding on a dinosaur after drinking too much. I'm going to put the turbo on 100%. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do a clean lap, but we'll give it a go. Momo wheel there brings me back to the days of using the Logitech Force Momo black wheel. You can hear the turbo winding up, and the force feedback's really nice and solid. The car, although being an absolute animal, is really nice and controllable. It's got really nice depth to it, and using a H pattern shifter to drive this kind of car, although frying my brain, is really enjoyable. I'm far more used to using the flappy paddles, but it does make a nice change using the H pattern, and I think because it gives your brain something else to think about, in some ways it makes it more immersive. The car wanting to try and kill me already. Catching this car can be quite tricky, because it does, when it does snap out, it does tend to flop around like an old man standing on a banana. Let's put the foot down it. Oh yeah, as soon as the turbo spins up, the car tries to throw you off. I think Kunos have done a really good job of capturing the beast-like essence of this car, whilst also having it be quite controllable. Wrong gear. Out of all the cars to try and talk whilst driving, I think this one takes the biscuit for being the hardest. Too fast through there, but it's okay. Now, can you imagine driving one of these cars in real life? I think my brain would explode. I'd probably have blisters on my backside from the G-forces. Oh, that's not the racing line. Might be worth trying to drive this car with the flappy paddles. It's something I'm far more used to, and then using the H shifter with it, or doing a lot of practice with the H shifter. Because as it is now, I can't naturally downshift. I have to think to change gear, and I think to drive this car to any pace, you have to be at the point where you don't need to think to change gear, it should just happen. OBS just decided to die on me, so I'm just going to load in again and start off at the start. So one thing that I really noticed with this is that I think it's going to really be worthwhile getting either the Thrustmaster or Fanatec shifter. I haven't used either of them, but you really do immediately when you start getting into faster cars that require fast shifting, and you need to be able to feel if it's conked into gear and it needs to slide into gear properly, then you really start to notice the limitations of the G25 shifter. Now, a lot of the problem is that I'm useless at actually shifting with a H pattern, but I definitely think a Thrustmaster shifter or the Fanatec shifter would go a long way to improving it. This car is fantastic though, yet another amazing car produced by Kunos. This game has now got, well, every car in it is pretty damn good, but I'd say there's at least 5 cars in this that will absolutely blow your socks off without worry. As well as the mod cars, that with the GP2 car and the Shelby Cobra, absolutely amazing. So yeah, sound fantastic, physics fantastic, force feedback's really communicative. What else? The ability to change the turbo. That's not the most amazing of features, but it's nice to have that option. And of course, they've improved the multiplayer since the last patch. So definitely get on and drive this car. I can't imagine driving it online with other people, because I'm sure everyone will be flying off the track. I do need to fiddle with this car setup a bit because the brake is a little bit sensitive. As I say, I'm just leaning my toe on the brake. That's putting the brakes on full. Again, I think when you get to these faster Formula type cars, it really pays off to have Club Sport type pedals or something with a brake which requires decent weight rather than the G25 default pedals, which a fly could land on it and it'll apply the brake. Before I go, let's do some crazy driving, see how much you can get away with. Okay, you can't get away with much once you've once you've lit up the rears. The car says no. You can the car does seem to have an ability to throw it in. I think that'd be really interesting for if you're doing hot laps. It resists it, but it does want to. It will go with it. You notice it on the faster corners actually, where the car will really glue to the road because of its aero. The turbo definitely makes drifting it tricky. Of course, why would you be doing that in this car? I don't know. But you can throw it if you're prepared to catch it at the speed of light. It feels really good. I love how the force feedback in ASSETTO CORSA, especially at low, high speed, if you're driving seriously or if you're just messing about like I am right now, you get really good force feedback with the consumer wheel like the G25 to react to everything and know what the car's doing. As I've said in previous videos, I'm running with I've put a bit of the effect, the slip effect they've got in it. I've put that about 60%, and for me it seems to be working fine with this car. I have to try it as usual with the effects on and off. Until we get a servo wheel, I think fiddling around with the slip effects is the only real way you're going to get good feel out of a consumer wheel like the G25. Yeah, it feels like a fantastic car. It is forgiving. It won't let you drift it, but to be honest, well, I mean, maybe you could if you had lightning fast hands and you could control the turbo perfectly, but that's not how you're going to be driving this car. I think for racing this, if someone sets up a league with this car and you get a bunch of skilled drivers racing together, it'll be absolutely fantastic viewing. Probably way past my skill level to race this car to any high degree. Maybe if I put an absolute shed load of time into it, time that I probably don't have. But fantastic car. Let's go to an external view and look at the model a bit. But Kunos they've done such a good job with this software. It's just nice to use. I guess if you're a casual user, they've updated the Xbox 360 support and controller support. So if you're more casual and you just want a nice simple game to jump in and mess around with cars, I think it's really good as well. And I'm surprised some people seem to dislike how it handles the physics. I don't think it's realistic, but to me, I'd say this is one of the best, if not the best, simulators in terms of the car handling or how it feels with a consumer wheel. I think obviously if you have, actually there's post-processing effect that's this is new to the update. Have a look at that. I think if you have a servo wheel, then definitely be interesting to see how the other sims compare as well. But on consumer hardware with the G25, this just it feels fantastic. The cars handle fantastic. They do what you'd expect them to be able to do. The Shelby Cobra just feels great to drive, even though it's a mod car. It seems realistic, and if you drive it at road if you drive it at road speeds, it feels like a road car. It's just unbelievable. There's a lot of simulators when you're driving road cars in them, they don't seem They don't seem particularly realistic, but to me, Assetto Corsa is absolutely fantastic. I've probably been brainwashed. I've eaten too much pizza, and it's made me susceptible to liking Assetto Corsa. Well, the processor settings don't seem to have done too much. I think they just, I guess they're setting a threshold for the HDR at the most. That's what it seems like it's doing. I want the camera editor. Where is it? Not camera editor, photo mode. Maybe it's gone. No. Well, this is thrilling viewing. I would pay good money to watch a video of a guy trying to find an icon. That's the sort of... There we go. That's the sort of riveting viewing that people want these days. Let's fly around and have a look. Oh, it's got... I don't know if that's progressively built up. It might have. That's nice. Presumably it's just an alphid, an extra layer that builds up as you drive. But that's cool. So you can see there's a bit of dirt build up. Maybe it was already on the skin and I didn't notice. Set number 1. Just really nice 3D modelling. All the details that you'd require, really. Looks fantastic. Beautiful car. Vertex Expo Unitrace. We need to Google Unitrace because I've never heard of the company before. Maybe they're not even in business anymore, or maybe they're so huge now that they don't need to advertise. Well, there you go. Fantastic car. 98T by Kunos in the game for free. What more could you want? Thanks for watching this video. Like, subscribe, and learn how to use the H-pattern shifter because I certainly need to. Goodbye.